Hey, what's up, you guys? Man, let me talk about how disappointed I was with UFC 149. I'm so glad I didn't pay for that. But yeah, according to my last predictions, I went 2-2, so I'm basically at a 50% ratio right now. So yeah, let's get started with the UFC 150 predictions. First off, I'm gonna start with Melvin Guillard versus Cerrone. This is gonna be a pretty good fight. I'm going to have to go with Cerrone on this one. I feel that he is much more skilled in the submission area. So I'm going to go with him. And, you know, every time, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a big Melvin Guillard fan. Big fan. You know, he's explosive, very athletic. But I just feel that Cerrone is going to be able to somehow get it to the ground. And, you know, Melvin always loses to a guillotine, rear naked, and Cerrone is a beast when it comes to submissions, so that's why I'm going to give him the edge, and I'm going to go with Cerrone on that one. The next fight on the card is Yushin Okami versus Rousimar Palhares. Yushin is in... he has to win this fight. He's in a very bad position right now. His back is against the wall. He needs to win, but I think, you know, Rousimar Palhares... I don't know, I think he's going to be able to outmuscle him. You know, Yushin Okami will probably be outmuscled for the first time in this fight. But who knows, you know, like maybe, you know, having his back against the wall makes him fight that much harder. But I just feel like, you know, maybe his confidence is low right now and just a good time for Rousimar to catch him. So I'm going to go with Palhares on this one. Okay, the next fight, the co-main event, is going to be Jake Shields versus Ed Herman. And in this fight... wow, that's a hard one. They're both very skilled submission artists. You know what? I think Ed Herman's gonna want to grapple with him. He should try to strike with him, you know. But Jake Shields is not a slouch when it comes to striking. You guys saw him against GSP. You know, he stood 5 rounds with him. So I'm gonna go with Jake Shields on this one. I think it's gonna go decision. So. Jake Shields, there you go. And then to the main event, we're up to the main event. Highly anticipated rematch between Frankie Edgar and Ben Henderson. It was really controversial. A lot of people believed that Frankie was robbed, that Henderson didn't do enough to take the belt. You know, my friend Gustavo, who I was watching it with, he thought that Henderson won, and I thought Edgar had done enough to keep the belt. You know, you got to do something really drastic to take the belt, and maybe that up kick in the judge's eyes, you know, that was enough to get the belt. That up kick was vicious by Henderson, so, you know, props to him for that, you know. But in the rematch, I don't know whether to go with Edgar. You know, that's my boy. Like, I love him. I've seen so many comebacks from that dude, so, you know, the underdog, I love those stories, so I don't know whether to give it to Henderson or to Edgar. Man, I'm just going to have to go with Henderson. I just think he's a lot bigger and he's a lot quicker than a lot of the people that Edgar's gone up against in the past. So I'm going to have to go with Henderson, even though I do want Edgar to win. My heart, you know, goes out to him. I really want him to win, but my mind is telling me otherwise. My mind is telling me Henderson. It's Hendo's time right now. So, yeah, Ben Henderson in the main event. So yeah, hope you guys like my UFC video predictions. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of them. So yeah, enjoy the fights, you guys. Peace.